Hey guys, today we're going to talk about the application and your literal profile building for your applications for masters abroad. Let's talk about SOPs, LOR, and so much more in this video. Let's get started. Admission decisions are very specific to the program or to the kind of masters that you want to do. Be it from MBA to design or research, everything has a different set of requirements and prerequisites for an applicant to get the admission. And I'm not gonna give you a fake universal formula saying you should have like 80% or 4.0 GPA and stuff, because that doesn't work that way. And I personally didn't have 4.0 GPAs. So yeah. So the first question is, what actually matters when you're building a profile? Let's have categories in this. Depends on academic readiness. Probably your grades, yes, but it's not like 100%. And what kind of prerequisites that you have, and the relevant knowledge to the field that you want to study. Evidence of ability, like projects or employment or research, internship, and whatever that is kind of measurable. And the third one would be the program fit. Why this curriculum? Why this department? Building profiles doesn't mean that you just got a longer CV or a list of certificates that you can provide to, let them know that you are a strong candidate. It's not that. It is just trying to fill a genuine gap that exists and make sure you are not overdoing it, kind of thing. Do grades determine everything? The short answer is no, and the long answer could be kinda. Grades can matter because they are the direct evidence of academic performance, but it can also be used for minimum eligibility. What makes an SOP really effective? I'm gonna give you chunks of advice so you can just mix it together. First one, do not give your SOP to somebody else. You have to write your own SOP that is the best. You gotta know what it's there in the SOP to even talk to the visa officer or talk to the interview people if you have an interview at your university. An SOP ideally should answer what intellectual or professional problem interests you, but also depends on the specific university you're applying to, since they kind of give you a prompt or a question to answer. Make sure you also write what kind of experiences you have that makes you feel that you are prepared for this degree and why this specific program. And don't just tell that this university is ranked number 10 and this is the country where I want to be in. No, it has to be like more specific so that it is so unique to you. And also mention what you want to learn and like what is your realistic next step after graduation. Sure, you just don't give a generic answer like, oh, I'm passionate and hardworking, but instead you can say that, hey, I did project in X and I have a lot of questions on Y. I want to know what is the I want to know what is the interaction between the X and Y, and there is a lab in your university that answers this question. So I really think I want to be there, something like that. Don't just say that, oh, I like this professor, I like this topic, so I want to be here. And also, I think we should not turn our SOPs into a childhood biography unless the story directly connects to why you want to land in this university or in this specific field. Or else, I would say it's just a word count drama. And also, I did use AI for my SOPs, but with a limit. We should make sure that it doesn't really flattens or make your voice into more generic. So you gotta have your own voice. You can still use AI for checking your grammar and adding little extra spice to your SOP, and not let the AI write your whole SOP. If you have a weaker grade, do not spend most of your time making a SOP with excuses. If you're having a strong volunteer experience or work experience or a strong portfolio, doesn't mean that they would not look at your GPA. They still do, but you have to let them know that you understand it is a culmination of all the other projects and your GPA and not just, one aspect. What is the main reasons for the applicants to get rejected? Basically, 80% of the time, it just basically means that the applicant did not meet the basic requirements. It's just the program is just genuinely not fit for them. And the second reason could be the SOP could be very generic, or the applicant didn't convey it properly to the university admission team that why he or she is a great fit. And most of the times, it's the documents that are incompleted or incorrectly submitted. Or let's say I was applying to this university, and person who had to submit my LOR didn't do it in time. So I crossed the deadline and I was not even considered for, for the university. It could be one of those reasons. So you just have to don't take it personally and just move on with the other universities in your list. And if you also want a research position or something like that, the rejection could also mean that there is no proper funding in that particular lab or in that particular university, or it also depends on the supervisors, the already existing students that who got into the lab. And it just doesn't mean that you're not a good fit. They already have somebody who want to work there or who is already there and working there, and there is no more space for you. Just that's it. You just gotta look at other labs and other departments that you like. How can someone change fields? Changing fields is kind of possible if you see a bridge in between those two. I would say I'm a literal example for that. I was able to find the connection between my undergrad and what I want to do in my master's, and I kind of connected them. Or that's actually why I shifted fields. So you gotta prove in your SOP that this is why I want to do this and not be in that specific field. If the reasoning is good enough, I would say genuine enough, they would consider. You kind of need an experience with your undergrad, any kind of experience, let it be literature review or some kind of lab experience, to show them that I have done these stuff for this specific field, and that's why I want to shift to the target program. It has to be a well-written story. It's your story, it's not story. It should be your story and why you wanted to do. What if you don't have enough research or internship experience? First of all, determine whether the program expects them. If not, way to go. If yes, you should have a reasoning for why you didn't have such experience. Let's say you are in your final semester in your undergrad and you're just applying directly to the master's program, and also good reason for not having a research experience, and that is acceptable. Kind of create evidence through the projects that you have done in the university or relevant assistantship programs that you did with your professors, any kind of volunteering experiences with a real responsibility that you carried, or let's say you did a capstone project or some kind of analysis. these are all is these are all really important, regardless your internship or co-op experience. And also, let's keep this in mind, the quality and the relevance matters more than the job title itself. So it doesn't matter, they just want to know that you know stuff. This may be vague, but this is the stuff that they are looking for. Should I connect with the professors of that specific university? It actually depends on the program or the degree that you want to study. Let's say if it is master's degree, it doesn't really matter. But if you're going for a PhD, it really matters. Like it matters like 100% because they're the one who's gonna pay you for what you're doing. And if you're going for masters, make sure you still contact them. If you like email a bunch of professors, there is a high possibility that none of them are gonna reply you back. Let's say one or two might get back to you. It's actually okay if they don't reply back. You have to send up follow-up emails at least once a month or something before you come to the country. And even after you reach, if you have any chance of seeing them, you kind of have to go to them and talk to them, which is really good connection to have. It doesn't necessarily have to be that you gotta work in their lab, but you can just have a good chat. They could also help you with reference. So it is really good to, talk to professors and talk to seniors before you actually land. I think I kind of gave you a gist of how SOPs or how you should approach the admission process. I know all these informations were already out there when I first started, but I still needed somebody to explain me in person or, guide me step by step. So I just want to give back what I had a year ago. If you have any questions, please leave it in the comment or you can just DM me and ask me the questions. I am more than happy to help. See you guys.